What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and before we get started on this tune video, I just wanted to thank everybody so much for helping us reach 2,000 subscribers in under 2 weeks since the channel started. I never thought it would grow nearly that fast, so it's honestly pretty insane. Just again, thank you so much for offering all your support, and hopefully you'll stick around for more tuning videos like this in the future. But with that being said, we have something special to share for you to celebrate that milestone. So Williams Hydra and I have been working on this car for the past couple of days for Daily Race C, and I think we finally got it in a state where we're ready to share it with you all. So this is the Peugeot VGT Gr.3 car, and this is what we've been running for the past few days on Daytona for Daily Race C. So before we get into the setup on this car, if you like tuning videos like these, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's take a look at how we've tuned this car. So for those who don't know, Williams Hydra, he's got a lot of experience under his belt when it comes to sim racing. He's one of the fastest guys on Forza. He's definitely one of the fastest on ACC, and he's shaping up to be one of the fastest on this game too. So when I mention his name, you can rest assured that this tune is very capable of good lap times. And he actually beat mine by 0.2. I had a 44.0, he had a 43.8, so he's pretty darn quick. So I made a base setup for this car, I gave it to him, he made some tweaks, and these are the tweaks that he made and ended up running his PB with, so I'm going to share them with you now. As far as upgrades go, it's the same as any other Group 3 car, that you go with the transmission, and then your forced induction of choice, whatever's available, whether that's the turbo or the supercharger. In this case, we went with the low RPM turbo. As far as the ride height goes, it's pretty high numerically, but we're still pretty low on the sliders. If you go much lower, it'll scrape on the banking. And then for the rest of the car, it's pretty standard stuff. The damping for compression is low, expansion's fairly high. And since we're running low aero, our natural frequencies are a little softer. Hydra prefers a bit more camber than I do. I like the feeling of lower camber better, but it's low enough here to where if you went to 0 or near 0 like I usually do, it'd be pretty inconsequential. It would just be more of a preference thing there. I don't think it's really worth that much in lap time. But then the anti-roll bars are a little softer than normal. That's something I want to double back on. So normally you want to go pretty stiff on these, but this particular car already seems pretty stiff chassis-wise. So that added stiffness from the roll bars was kind of giving us some unwanted slides. So we dialed the bars back a bit, and that seemed to help that problem out. And then the diff is just dialed in with the same logic as all my other tunes. Just set the acceleration so you get enough turn in on throttle, but you're not wheel spinning too much. And then your braking sensitivity so you have enough initial turn in off throttle. The downforce is the same for the other Daytona setup that I have on the Mazda. No front aero and then enough rear to balance it out. This car has a lot of ballast, so it kind of does some odd things to the handling characteristics depending on which direction you move it. There are a couple options you can do. You can put it all the way to the back like we have here, and we believe that this is quickest for lap times, but it also chews through your rear tires in the race, so you will need to take tires if you use this setup. That being said, it is still insanely quick even if you take tires, so this is definitely an option for the race. Or you can move it towards 0, and then your tires will be conserved a little bit better, but putting down throttle will be a little harder, but you'll also have a little more stability under braking. So it's up to you. If you want raw lap times, go with this, but if you want a little more stability under braking and better tire wear at the expense of a few tenths of a lap, then you can move this forward. And then going along with that, the brake balance is more of the same. We have it towards the rear. We like pretty oversteery cars. We like chucking it in on entry. So we've set it up to do that. But if this is too much for you, you can always move it forward. Again, that's another thing that's up to preference. And then here's our gearbox. This car has a very interesting power band, and this one was tough to figure out because there's no cockpit view in this car. So you cannot see the RPM on the dash. So we just had to look at this power band and roughly figure out where it peaks according to the tachometer on the bottom. We figured out you need to shift just about halfway when the bar is full, maybe a little past that, and you'll see that in the Hotlap. But that's about it for the setup, guys. There's not much else to explain here. If you do have any questions on this, please leave them below. Other than that, I think it's pretty standard, but you'll definitely be able to see how quick this setup here is, because I'm going to be showing Hydra's lap time this time. Again, he set a 1:43.8 here, really quick lap time. He was top 10 at the time of recording this. And I believe he's also the first one to get below 18 minutes in a race. He hit a 17:59.2 in a race, which is absolutely insane. He took tires for that one too, by the way, so you can go that fast taking tires with this. So that just proves how quick this thing is. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hopefully this setup gets your lap times a bit lower, and you can win a few races with it too. Again, if you find videos like these helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I'm going to be linking Hydra's channel down in the description. He's got a lot of great content on ACC if you want setups or hot lap guides there. So go check him out and give him some support too. That's all I got for this time, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.